Hello everyone, welcome in part 3. Before beginning with this part 3, I just wanted to take few names over here from different sections. I have seen some activities from 7th H, Snehanshu, Riya, then from 7th F, Shravani and Pooja, and from 7th A, Shravani, Kate. I feel very good to see you student performing these activities. It is the result what I wanted to know, that you are observing my videos, you are liking all these things, so it's good for me. Okay, so today what we are going to discuss is addition of manures and fertilizers. Let's move here. Adding manure and fertilizers. First thing, what is meant by manures and fertilizers? We need to know. Then we'll go in deep about the manures and fertilizers. The first thing is that manure is nothing but a natural substance. Okay, it is just a natural substance formed from decay and dead organic matter and animal waste. Whereas fertilizers, so they are inorganic chemical prepared in factories. They are prepared in factories. And manures, they are these are natural substances which are formed from the dead and decaying organic matter and animal waste. Next is that it is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Manures are less rich in plant nutrients, whereas fertilizers, they are rich in nutrients just like phosphorus, nitrogen, potassium. Some others are also there, that is urea, also there ammonium sulfate is there, superphosphate is there, potash is there. So these are produced where? In factories. Next, manures, they act slowly, whereas fertilizers, they act fastly or quickly. Last one is that manure provide humus to the soil, and fertilizers do not provide any humus to the soil. So this is what the main difference in manure and fertilizers. We'll move towards now in detail to see about the manures. See, manures means what? Plants get their essential nutrients from whom? Soil, right? They require nutrient in the form of manures and fertilizers. These nutrients supplied to the soil are consistently absorbed by whom? By plants. Certain nutrients present in the soil get exhausted in continuous growing of crop, and to replenish the soil with nutrients, manure or fertilizer is added to the field, and this process is called manure. Just look at the picture here. What is meant by manure? So manure is nothing but to restore the soil with certain nutrients, and here nutrients are nothing but manures or fertilizers. So they are added into the soil as a nutrient. This is what manures means. Okay, now let's see towards the important types of manure. So which are those important types of manure? So there are different types of manures. First one is the farmyard manure. Okay, what is farmyard manure? How it is made? Okay, so farmyard manure is the most valuable organic matter, okay, commonly applied to the soil, and even the poorest farmer can provide this manure to the soil. This usually consists of what? So it consists of remnants of straw, leaves, and some other material like just like excreta of cattle. Okay, what next one is the green manure? What does it mean? So green manure is nothing but it's a turning or plowing of green plants. Green plants turning and plowing into the soil for what purpose? For improving the physical structure as well as soil fertility. This is what green manure is. Now green manure is prepared how? So it just you can take the example of green manure just like leguminous crop, just like cluster beans are there, cow peas are there, horse gram is also there. So they are grown as a green manures. Okay, next one is the compost. Now what is this compost? So it consists of all the cattle sheds, okay, cattle shed waste and all the available refuse, and these all all together are mixed properly together and then use as a manure, and after decomposing or decaying. This is what compost is. Okay. Next is sea manure, then poultry manure is also there. So these are different types of manures. Next, advantages of manure. What are the advantages of manures? Okay, here we are discussing only about the manures, not fertilizer yet now. Okay, the first thing is that if we are using manure, so it enhances what? It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Then it makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases becomes easy. We know soil also needs to respire. Okay, so and also it improves the texture of the soil. Who? Manures. It is eco-friendly, it is cheap and pollution free, which is the main thing over here. Next, what is meant by fertilizers now? So we just discuss all the things about manures, right? So they enhances water holding capacity of the soil, they improve the texture of the soil, they are eco-friendly. Now what about a fertilizer? So fertilizer are nothing but the inorganic in nature, whereas manures were organic in nature. Okay, now where they are developed or prepared, so they are prepared in factories. Okay, though are more concentrated and efficient, yet they are expensive and cause runoff and pollution. They result into pollution, definitely. Why? Because they are made up of chemical fertilizers. Main drawback of the fertilizer is they make the soil less fertile with the excessive use and cause water pollution. This is what a drawback of the fertilizers. Now we'll move towards the next thing, that is crop rotation. What does it mean? So crop rotation is nothing but it's a process of growing a crop between two similar crops. Just for example, if one farmer is encouraged to grow one pulse crop in between two cereal crops, okay, a particular crop requires specific nutrient, definitely. Growing it year after year, right, on the same land makes the soil deficient of that nutrient, and to replenish the soil with the nutrient, different crops should be grown alternatively. So for example is there, you can say leguminous plants should grow between the two crops. So this is how crop rotation is done. Okay, and now this, why leguminous plant? We know leguminous plants, they are also contain what they contain, nitrogen fixing bacteria, which is known as rhizobium. And what is the role of rhizobium bacteria? So they convert free atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and this enriches the soil with nitrogen and increases the fertility. So this is what happens during the crop rotation. Sometimes it's said that keep the soil barren or fertile. Why? So it needs to be left uncultivated for some time so that it can regain its nutrients and fertility. This is the reason, and the process is known as following. The process of keeping the soil or the land barren or infertile is known as that is following. Okay. Then what is the use of crop rotation? Just now I discussed you that it maintains the fertility of the soil and it gives better result. It also prevents crop diseases and the pest. Next point is of irrigation. Okay, what is meant by irrigation? First we need to know what is meant by irrigation. So it's nothing but a supply of water to the crop plant from where? From wells, from canals, or from water reservoirs, right? Now what exactly happens during irrigation, or we know that why there is need to give irrigation. So water requirement keep changing from crop to crop, soil to soil, and even season to season, due to what? Different rate of evaporation. Now regular watering of crop is necessary. Regular watering of field is necessary for healthy crop, and we know water is essential for plants. They do not grow or develop properly in the absence of water. If water is not there, how the plant will grow? So definitely it's not possible. Okay, now the nutrients dissolve in water, they pass on to the every part of the plant, which is not possible under dry condition, right? If water is not there, how it will happen? Even water provides protection to crop from both frost and hot air currents as well. So this is why there is need of irrigation. Now there are two types of irrigation. Okay, there are two methods of irrigation. One of them is the traditional method of irrigation, and the second one is the modern method of irrigation. Let's see these two methods one by one. First started with the traditional method of irrigation. What is traditional method of irrigation? Okay, so we know that water available in wells, right, lakes and river, they are lifted up in different ways depending upon the region of the field. Earlier days, cattle or human were used. Some traditional ways of irrigation, just like your pulley system is there. Then this is what pulley system is there. Chain pump is also there. Dhekli is there. Rahat is there. So these are the ways. You just look at the picture. Rahat, Dhekli, and this chain pump. So all these are the pictures. The picture will be clear from these pictures. So these are the methods, traditional methods of irrigation. Okay. Now move toward the next thing, which is that is modern method of irrigation. What happens during modern method? Just look at the picture over here. You are able to see a nozzle. Okay, now what is meant by sprinkler system and drip system? Just discuss for the sprinkler system first. Okay, so it is just like it looks like if it is raining. Where? In sprinkler system. Why? Because perpendicular pipes with the rotating nozzles are there at the top, and water is allowed to flow under pressure through the main pipe by means of a pump over. So this is how it happens, and it is sprinkled by the rotating nozzles. Means this is what the sprinkle system is there. Now next one is the drip system. Look at this 1 and 2 picture. The drip, which is also called as trickle irrigation. Drip system is also known as trickle irrigation. Why? Because water falls drop by drop to the roots of the plant. Hence it is called as drip system as well, and it is good for which plants? For fruit plants, for garden, and where availability of water is very less. Now which system gives better field as well? Means where we can use whether drip system is useful more or sprinkler system is here. So the sprinkler system one drawback is sprinkler system can deliver too much water for the soil to hold and to runoff can occur. And drip system is better manager of water. Why? Because drip will very slowly penetrate the soil, and drip can be focused exactly where they need to go in the drip system. So this is what happens in drip system. Now let's move towards the next point. It is that weeding, right? Yeah, what is meant by weeding? Okay, weeding is nothing but it's a weeding, weeds, weedicides. These three things are very important to know while learning weeding. So weeds are nothing but the undesirable plants. Okay, these are undesirable plants that grow with the crops, and the process of removing these weeds is known as weeding. Okay. Now what are weedicides? So these are the chemicals which are used to kill the weeds. So why they are so harmful for the crop? Because weeding, why there is need of weeding? So weeding is necessary as weeds share the water, nutrients, space, light, and it ultimately affect the growth of the plant. Sometimes these weeds interfere even in harvesting, providing poisonous and harmful for even the animals and human beings. What farmers do then? So farmers try various ways to remove weeds, like they do tilling even before sowing seeds. So due to this, what happens? So weeds get uprooted. In such case, what happens? This may dry up and get mixed with the soil, and the right time to remove weeds is nothing but before they produce flowers and seeds. And you just look at the pictures, the khurpi and different tools are you able to see. So these weeds can be removed manually with the help of these tools. Okay, certain chemical just like 2,4-D dichlorophenoxyacetic acid and MCPA, these are used to control weeds. And these weedicides, how they are used? They are used diluted with water and they sprayed in the field by means of a sprayer. Weedicides are usually sprayed where before flowering and seed formation. Even farmers are advised to cover their nose and mouth with the cloth while spraying this chemical, because they may create health problem, respiratory problem to them. Oh, this is what the weeding means. Next we'll move towards the harvesting means what, which is called as happy period for the farmers. Why? Really, because they celebrate it. So harvesting means what? But so it is nothing but the cutting and collecting of the what, matured crop from the field. This means harvesting. And harvesting is followed by threshing, that is grains are separated from the chaff. Now this harvesting and threshing, they are done side by side. Also just after harvesting, threshing is done with the same machine which is known as combine harvester and thresher. Okay, and as we know that harvesting, so before harvesting roughly it takes near about 3 to 4 months for any cereal crop to mature. And India, it's harvesting is done normally manually with the help of sickle also, and there is harvester also. So even manually in this way and with the help of harvester. Okay, this way harvesting is done, and harvesting done followed by threshing, and threshing followed by what, winnowing, which we discuss all these methods in 6th standard. Winnowing is nothing but a separation of seeds from the chaff, which is called as winnowing. And winnowing helps what, in this process seeds are being heavier, fall straight to the ground. So this is how with the help of wind winnowing is done, right? So this is what about the harvesting. Next, storage of grains. So in silo, you just look at the picture, silos are there, granaries are there. So these are the things where grains are stored. But before storage, grains are saved to remove what, pebbles. And storage of crop grains is of vital importance. If the grains are to be stored for a longer period, then they have to be dried or to remove moisture, and also to be protected from the insect, rats and microorganisms. So what they do, so farmers store grain in jute bags, sometimes also in metallic containers also. Even at home we see dried neem leaves are also there put in the storing food grains. The large quantity of grains are given chemical treatment before storing into silos and granaries. Okay, this is what storage of grains happens. Next, now what are the important features of storage structure for storing grains, or if they want to store it in large scale? So it should be easy to clean. Okay, they should be waterproof. The storage silos, granaries I'm talking about, they should protect the grain against variations in temperature and humidity. Also it should be well protected from rodents. It should be convenient for regular checkup of stored food material. So there are different some important features are also there. Now next move toward the last point, as animal husbandry. What does it mean? It's nothing but just like plant, animals too are equally beneficial for providing different types of food and other product. So animals we know gives milk, milk giving animals are also there. Then meat and egg giving animals are also there. Working animals are there. So we group together these animals into different depending upon their uses. So what exactly the animal husbandry is nothing but it's just a branch of agriculture that deals with the rearing of animals. Okay, now just let me clear. Animals just like milk giving animals, which are those with the hair, they give milk, meat, eggs, honey, wool, silk. So there are some animals, okay, that then some animals like bullock, horse, donkeys are there. They are used in agricultural work. Okay, the working animals you can say, and carrying even burdens. Now even then Animals reared at home or on farm should be provided with sufficient food, proper shelter and care. So this is what happening during the animal husbandry. Even poultry animals like hen and ducks are source of egg and meat, we know. Fish and some other varieties of seafoods are also source of nutrition food. So fish is a source of oil, fertilizers and other useful products as well. Goats and sheep are meat providing animal. Honeybees produce honey from the nectar of flowers. Cows and goats are source of animals. If in go in detail. So this is how animal husbandry is. Okay. Now at last you will need to solve this worksheet. First question is that how is fertilizer different from manure? So in the second slide I describe about the difference between the manure and fertilizer. You just need to write that. Next is what is crop rotation means. Explain with the help of an example. I have given there in your textbook. It is also given. Just go through the textbook. Take the help of textbook. You will come to know what you need to write there. Next is why is deep irrigation the best method of watering plant? So why it is the best? Because it stored water. It exactly reaches where water need is more. So in 2 or 3 points you need to write. Next, why are earthworms called a friend of the farmers? As we know, we discussed in the first part. You will get the answer in plowing or tilling. Earthworm helps in that way, so you need to write accordingly. If you are getting any problem, we'll solve it, but once school gets started. All these things I hope you are writing in your home assignment pages or book. It will be easy. You don't need to write it again. So better to use pages for writing these things. Okay. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Here we have finished with the first lesson. Okay. Thank you. Good night.